French president said that Europe would not be intimidated or give in to bullies, says we prefer rule of law to brutality. Trump responds to Macron, says Macron's going to be out of office very soon. If they feel hostile, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes and he will join. So that is another major statement that is coming in from US President Donald Trump. He is responding to French President Macron, and we'll listen into what they said.
We do believe that we need more growth, we need more stability in this world. But we do prefer respect to bullies, we do prefer science to plotism, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality. You're welcome in Europe, and you are more than welcome to France.
Giving response to President Macron saying he will not join the border peace?
Did he say that? Well,
Yeah.
nobody wants him because he's going to be out of office very soon. So, that's all right. What I'll do is if they feel like Costco, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. But he doesn't have to join. If he said that, you're probably giving it to me a little bit differently. But if he actually did say that, but as you know, he's going to be out of office in a few months.
And let me go across to Siddhant for this. Siddhant, now this is an open war of words between the French president and Trump. But what do you make of this? Because previously both nations shared a very stable relationship. But what has happened now?
Well, it all started on the issue of first on Ukraine conflict, and second time on the issue of Greenland. In fact, President Trump made his position very clear that nobody wants, because he is going to be out of office very soon. That's what he said for President Macron. If they feel hostile, I'll put a 200% tariffs on his wines and champagnes, and he'll join. The pressure is being mounted on the European leaders to join President Trump's peace board. In fact, yesterday when President Macron was speaking at Davos, perhaps on several occasions he took jibe at United States policy under the current administration. In fact, President Macron made it very clear that despite the trade agreement between Europe and the United States, one cannot put additional tariffs. Those additional tariffs are crazy. In fact, he also spoke of predictability, stability. He also reminded the world that Europe may be slow, but Europe is governed by the rule of law. So it all started yesterday. In fact, right after this statement, which was given by President Trump, he in fact leaked a private text message which was made by President Macron to President Trump, proposing him meeting with the G7 leaders in Paris, followed by dinner, etc., etc. So that message was the screenshot of that message was posted by President Trump on Truth Social. As I said, that the crack in the transatlantic relationship is very much evident now. In fact, what's going to be in Davos, perhaps nobody knows, because whether it's Prime Minister Starmer, whether it's Mark Carney, whether it's French President Macron, perhaps each one of them have made their position clear as far as the issue of Greenland is concerned. And all three of them have been critical of word powers, intimidating or threatening with the additional tariffs, etc. They all have said that this is not acceptable. So let's see what happens once President Trump reaches Davos.
Right, Siddhant. You're right in saying that it is pretty clear for the European countries when it comes to the Greenland issue. I would request you to stay on with us as we are getting some more breaking news.